Hello dear students, welcome to all. Students, today we are going to start lecture 14 of class 9th, that is probability. And students, in this lecture we will discuss about what is the probability, and after this we discuss about some terms related to probability. And after the discussion of terms related to probability, we discuss some interesting problems which are based on probability. So students, without wasting time, let's start today's lecture with what is the probability. Students, you already study about probability in class 8th, so just revise the definition of probability. So what is the probability? Probability is the branch of mathematics concerning numerical description of how likely an event is to be occurs, or how likely it is that a proposition is true. And in simple language we can say that probability is what? Probability is numerical measure of, this is numerical measure of numerical measure of certainty, uncertainty of an event, okay. So this is what, this is the probability. In previous chapter we study about statistics, and today we start probability. So students, there is a relation between statistics and probability, so let's discuss these relation. Probability and statistics are related area of mathematics which concern themselves with analyzing the relative frequency of event, okay. Still there are the fundamental difference in the way they see the world, okay. There is a relation between statistics and probability. They are interlinked when we analyze the frequencies of event, but still there is a difference, and let's discuss about this difference. Probability deals with predicting the likelihood of future event. Probability is what? Probability is deals with predicting the likelihood of future event, while statistics involves the analysis of the frequency of past event. This is the very fundamental difference between the statistics and probability, okay. Probability is predicting future events, and statistics is what? Statistics is related to past events, okay. Now probability is primarily a theoretical branch of mathematics which studies the consequences of mathematical definition, okay. And statistics is primarily an applied branch of mathematics which tries to make sense of observation in the real world, okay. Now after this, both subjects are important and relevant and useful, but they are different, and understanding the distinction is crucial in properly interpreting the relevance of mathematical evidence, okay. Now in summary, probability theory enables us to find the consequences of given ideal world. Probability is what? Probability theory enables us to find the consequences of given ideal world, and while statistics theory enables us to measure the extent to which our world is ideal. Clear? So these are the relation and the basic fundamental difference between statistics and probability. Clear? So now students, after this let's start the discussion of terms related to probability. So the first term is experiment. The first term is experiment. What are the experiments? So students, the word experiment means an operation. Experiment is what? Experiment is an just operation which can produce well defined outcomes, okay. There are two types of experiment. First of all, let's discuss about experiment. Students, experiment is what? Experiment is just an operation which has well defined outcome. For example, if we toss the coin, then it is a experiment because it has two outcomes, either head or tail. If we roll the dice, this is an experiment. If we playing the card, this is an experiment. If we open the door to see there is a rain or not, this is also experiment. Okay, so every operation which has well defined outcome, all are experiments. Clear? So now, students, theoretically we have two types of experiment. One is deterministic experiment and other is random, or we can say probabilistic experiment. So what are the deterministic experiment and what are the random experiment? Let's study about this. Clear? So the first is deterministic experiment. So by study this name, we can understand that what is the meaning of deterministic. So we can say that what are the deterministic experiment. So deterministic experiments are those experiment which when repeat under identical condition, produce the same results. Always they produce the same results or outcomes are known as deterministic experiment. For example, in practical lab, you practice the experiments of chemistry. If you repeat those experiment on the identical condition, you will get always the same result. Okay, you know the result. If we talk about the experiment of hydrogen and oxygen, then outcome is always fixed, that is water. And for example, if we add 2 plus 5, this is also experiment, and we know that the resultant is always 5. Okay, if we add 2 plus 5 in Kerala, then it is 5, it is 7, and if we add 2 plus 5 in Rajasthan, that should be also 7. So this is deterministic experiment. Clear? So I hope you understand about deterministic experiment. Now after the deterministic experiment, let's move to the next experiment. The next is probabilistic and random experiment. The next is what? It is probabilistic and random experiment. So those experiments which when repeated in identical condition always produce different results. Okay, so in an experiment when repeated under identical condition don't produce the same outcome every time, these experiments are known as random experiment or probabilistic experiment. Clear? For example, if we tossing the coin, when we toss coin, we got either head or tail. Okay, we have two outcomes, head and tail. So this tossing a coin is what? It is an experiment, and this is random experiment. Okay, now rolling a dice, this is what? This is again random experiment because we have 6 outcomes here, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, so this is random experiment. And when we talk about the probability, we always talk random experiment. Okay, we always talk about random experiment. Now the next is sample space. Sample space is very important term here. So let's discuss about sample space. Students, the set of all possible outcomes, is known as sample space. Okay, and we generally represent it by capital S. For example, if we toss a coin, then possible cases are what? Either we got head or either we got tail. So we can write S is equals to what? This is H and T. So this is what? This is the sample space of H and T. Clear? Now, for example, rolling a dice, rolling a dice, rolling a dice, when we roll a dice, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These are all possible outcomes. Clear? And students, there is a very important note for us. Here is what the set of all possible outcomes. Okay, so if we have one coin, then we get two possible outcomes. Okay, if we have one coin, then total possible outcomes are total possible outcomes are 2. And if we have n coins, if we have n coins, then total possible outcomes are 2 power n. Then total possible outcomes are 2 power n. For example, if we have 2 coins, then total possible outcomes are what? Total possible outcomes are 2 power 2, that is 4. Clear? And if you write the sample space for this, then it is equals to, we can get head on both coins, we can get head on first, tail on second, tail on first, head on second, and tail on both. So this is the sample space for when we toss 2 coins. Similarly, when we got 3 coins, then total possible outcomes are 2 power 3, that is 8. And we can write the sample space for the 3 coins similarly. So students, now this is the first note. Second is, if we rolling a dice, then total possible outcome is what? If we have one dice, then total possible outcomes, total possible outcomes are 6. Similarly, if we have n dice, then total possible outcomes are 6 power n. Clear? For example, if we have 2 dice, then total possible outcomes is equals to 6 power 2, that is equals to 36. Clear? Now let's write the sample space for when we have 2 dice. So sample space is what? Either we got 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 1 6. Similarly, we can write 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 2 4, 2 5, it is 2 5, 2 6. What is the meaning of 1 1 1 2? 1 on first, 1 on second, 1 on first, second, 2 on second. Similarly, we can write it is 3 1, 3 2, 3 3, 3 4, 3 5, 3 6. Similarly, we can got 4 on first, 1 on second, 4 2, 4 5, 4 3, 4 4, 4 6. Similarly, 5 1, 5 2, 5 3, 5 4, 5 5 and 6 1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5 and 6-6. So students, this is the complete sample space of when we have two dice. Okay, and these total possible outcomes are 36. Clear? So students, I hope you understand about the sample space. So now after the sample space, let's discuss about the next term, and the next term is event. Okay, event is what? Event is a subset of sample space associated with the random experiment is called an event. Clear? For example, in tossing a dice, getting an even number is event. How? Let's see. If we tossing a dice, then total possible outcomes that are sample space is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now if we talk about tossing a dice, getting an even number is an event. Then getting 2, 4, 6, this is one event. Okay, this is what? Getting a even number. Getting a even number. Even number is what? Let this is first event. Similarly, there are many events. Let E2 is what? Getting a prime number. So for this we have possible cases are 2, 3 and 5. Similarly, we have third event, getting a number which is divisible by which is divisible by 3. Then it is possible cases are 3 and 6 only, two numbers only. So these are the events. And similarly, we have more events when we tossing a dice, or we can say rolling a dice. Clear? So students, I hope you now understand about what are the events and what is the difference between experiment and event. Clear? So now after the event, let's discuss about the next term, and the next term is favorable event. Now the next is what? The next is favorable event. So let S be the sample space associated with the random experiment and A be event associated with the random experiment. The elementary event belonging to A are known as favorable event to the event A. Clear? So for example, if we rolling a dice, then total sample space is what? Total sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This is the total possible case. Now here we have many events such as getting even number, getting odd number, getting prime number, getting a number divisible by 3, getting a number divisible by 4, or getting a number divisible by 5. There are so many cases, but favorable case is what we are. If we find the probability of getting even number, then it is our favorable case. Okay, so favorable case is depends on our question, what we have to find in this given question. Clear? For example, if we have to find the probability of getting even number, then favorable cases are, favorable event is what? In that case, favorable event is getting even number. Then for favorable cases are 2, 4 and 6. These are the favorable cases for that case. Clear? So students, now I hope you understand about the favorable events. So now after the favorable event, let's discuss about the next term, and the next is empirical probability. So now we discuss about what is the how we find the probability. So it is, suppose we perform an experiment and let n be the total number of trials. N be what? N is a total number of trial. Then the empirical probability of happening of event A is defined as P of E. This P of E is what? Probability of an event A. Okay, so it is equals to number of trial in which the event happen. Okay, probability of trial in which the event happen. This is what? Event happen, and divided by total number of trial. Clear? Now students, here this probability of event A should be less than equal to 1 and greater than equal to 0. Okay, so sometime it is asked in the examination that probability, what is the range of probability, then it should be greater than equal to 0 but less than equal to 1. Clear? Now if probability of any event is 0, then meaning of this is what? It is impossible event. It is impossible event. Clear? And if probability of any event is 1, then it is what? It is sure event. It is sure event. And students, if probability of any event is less than 1 and greater than 0, then we can say that this event is possible event. This event is what? This is possible event. Clear? And students, if P of E is what? Probability of occurrence event A, then P of E bar, is what? Probability of not occurrence of event A. Probability of not occurring event A. Clear? And students, there is a one important point is that the probability of occurring any event plus probability of not occurring any event, that is P of E plus P of E bar should be equals to 1. Okay, so this is very important point here. And students, if we have a experiment, and if we have an experiment and this experiment have n events, such as E1, E2, E3 and En. Okay, these are what? These are the n events. Then students, probability of event 1 plus probability of event 2 up to sum of probability of event n should be equals to what? Should be equals to 1. Okay, so students, These are few important points of probability, and these points are useful to solve the questions of probability. So now let's discuss some interesting questions on probability. Let's start with first question, and here this is first question, and it is given that two coins are tossed simultaneously 500 times. Okay, two coins are tossed simultaneously 500 times, and we get heads 105 times and one head 275 times. What is the meaning of one head? Students, when we toss two coins, then possible outcomes are we will get toss on both heads, head on both coins, and head on one coin and tail on one coin, or tail on first coin and head on second coin. So these are the possible cases when we toss two coins. Clear? And here we toss two coins 500 times and we get two heads. Two heads mean this possibility. Two heads we got 105 times. And one head means these cases we get 275 times, and no head means both are head. Okay, this is the case of no head. Clear? And these are 120 times. Clear? So students, in this question we have to find the probability of occurrence of each of these events. Okay, so first of all we have to find probability of getting two heads. It is equals to, we know that probability is what? Total favorable cases divided by total possible outcomes. So here favorable cases divided by total outcomes. Now let's talk about favorable cases when we got two heads. Okay, so favorable cases in this case when we get two head, favorable cases are 105. So it is 105, and total outcomes, we toss these two coins 500 times, so total outcomes are 500. Okay, so students, we can cancel these two numbers by 5. So it is 21 divided by 100. So we can write it is equals to 21 divided by 100 or 0.21. So this is the probability of getting two heads. Clear? Now after this, the next is probability of getting one head. Probability of getting one head. Clear? So in this case, favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. So students, for this case favorable outcomes are 275 divided by 500. Again we can cancel numerator and denominator by 5. So it is 55 divided by 100. It is 55 divided by 100, and we can write it as 0.55. It is 0.55. Now The third is what? Third is probability of getting no heads. Probability of getting no heads. Okay. So again, probability is what? Favorable outcomes. It is favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. Total outcomes. So students, in this case favorable outcomes are 120. So 120 divided by 100. 120 divided by 500. Total cases are 500 here. So we can cancel this 0 and 0, and students, we can cancel this 12 6 time, and this is, and we can cancel this by 25 times. So it is what? It is 6 divided by 25. Clear? So this is the probability of getting no heads. Clear? So students, these are the probabilities for this question in for each event. Clear? So students, now let's move to the next question, and the next is, in this question it is given that on one page of telephone directory there were 200 telephone numbers. Okay, the frequencies of distribution of their unit place digits, for example in the number 2582573, the unit place digit is what? It is 3. Okay, is given in the following table. Without looking at the page, the pencil is placed in on one of these number, that is the number is chosen at a random. What is the probability that the digit in its unit place is 6? Okay, in this table it is given that the unit place of the number is 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and frequencies of those numbers are 22 26 22 and so on. Okay, and total number of pages are 200. Okay, so it is given that total number of pages are 200. Okay, and here we have to find the probability. We have to find the probability that in its unit place is 6. Unit place is 6. Clear? So to find the probability we use the same formula. Favorable cases or favorable outcomes divided by total. So here we write favorable pages and total pages. Okay, and if we have to find the probability of unit digit 6, then it is favorable pages are 14, because frequency of 6 is what? It is 14, and total pages are 200. So we can write it is 7 divided by 100, and when we solve this we get 0.07. So this is the probability. This is the probability that the digit in unit place is what? 6. Clear? So students, now after this let's move to the next question, and the next is, this is our next question here, and in this question there are 1500 families with 2 children. There are 1500 families with 2 children were selected randomly, and the following data were given. Compute the probability of a family chosen from a random having first is that family is from 2 girls. Okay, and second is 1 girl, and third is no girl. Also check whether the sum of these probability is 1 or not. So students, let's start to solve this question. First of all, let's find the probability of two girl. Probability of two girl. Okay. So favorable cases divided by total cases. Clear? And students, here if we have to find the probability of two girl, then favorable families are 475. Okay, so we can write it is equals to 475 divided by 475 divided by total families are 1500. Total families are 1500. Clear? So we can write it is equals to, when we cancel it by 5, it is 95 divided by 300. It is 95 divided by 300. Now let's find the probability of second, probability of one girl. Probability of one girl, that is equals to, the favorable cases for probability of one girl is what? 1. Probability for one girl is 814. It is 814, and again the total cases are 1500. So students, it is what? It is 814 divided by 1500, and when we solve this, what will we get here? It is 407 divided by 750. 407 divided by 750. Okay, now the third is probability of zero girl. It is given that we have to find the probability of no girl, or we can write it as zero girl. Okay, no girl. So favorable cases for this case are 211 divided by, and the total cases are 1500. So this is the probability for this case. And finally here we have to find probability of each case. Sum of probability of all cases are 1 or not. We have to check it. So probability of two girl plus probability of one girl plus probability of no girl, it is equals to 95 divided by 300 plus 407 divided by 750 plus 211 divided by 1500. So when we solve this by taking 1500 LCM, then what will we get here? It is equals to 475 plus it is 814 plus 211. So it is equals to 1500 divided by 1500 is equals to 1. Clear? So students, here we got 1, and we already studied that if for an experiment E1, E2 up to En are the elementary events, then sum of probability of E1, E2 and up to probability of En is equals to what? 1. And here these probability of two girl, probability of one girl and probability of no girl are the 3 elementary events of this experiment. Then sum of these 3 probability is equals to what? It is equals to 1. Clear? Now students, after this let's move to the next question, and this is our next question here. Here it is given that a die is thrown 1500 times with the following frequencies for the outcomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 6 as given below. Find the probability of getting prime number. We have to find the probability of getting prime number. Okay, so when we roll dice 1500 times, we get 1 279 times, 2 250 times, 3 157 times, 4 249 times, 5 275 times, and 6 to 90 times. Okay, so here we have to find the probability. The first is what? Probability of prime number. Probability of prime number. We have to find the probability of prime number, and here again, to find the probability, we use the formula favorable outcomes divided by total outcomes. And students, for this case, if we have to find the probability of prime number, then favorable outcomes are prime numbers are 2, 3 and 5. Prime numbers are 2, 3 and 5. So total favorable outcomes are 2 comes 250 times, 2 comes 250 times, plus 3 comes 157 times, so 250 plus 157, and 5 comes 270 times, 275 times. Okay, so now let's add this. When we add this, what will we get? 7 plus 5, it is 2, carry 1, 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 5, 17 and 18, carry 1, 2 plus 1, 3, 4 and 6, it is 682, divided by, it is 682. So these are the favorable outcomes. Now probability of prime number is what? It is equals to 682 divided by 1500. 682 divided by 1500. Clear? Now when we solve this, it is equals to 341 divided by 750. Okay, so now after this, let's find the answer for second. For the second, it is given that even number. Find the probability of even number. Okay, so favorable outcomes are 2, 4 and 6. So total favorable outcomes are 250 plus 249 plus 290. Okay, so it is equals to 9, it is 789. Clear? So this is total favorable outcome. These are the total favorable outcomes. So now probability of getting even number. Probability of getting even number is what? It is 789 divided by 1500. Clear? And we can cancel it by 3. So it is equals to 263 divided by 500. Clear? So this is the answer for second question. Now let's move to the third. In the third question, it is given that number greater than 4. Number greater than 4. Number greater than 4. Number greater than 4. So the favorable cases are favorable outcomes. Favorable outcomes are 5 and 6. Clear? And for 5 and 6, total outcomes are 275 plus 290 plus 290. So it is equals to 5 and 6, 565. It is 565. So probability of number greater than 4 it is equals to 565 divided by 1500, and we can cancel these two numerator and denominator by 5. So it is 1 1 and 3 divided by 300. Okay, so this is the answer of third. Now we have to find the probability for odd number. Okay, so students, when we roll these dice, we get either even number or odd number. Okay, these two are the elementary events for this experiment. So for finding the probability of odd number, we have two methods here. First, we have to add total possible outcomes of 4, 1, 3 and 5, and the second is just 1 minus, it is 1 minus probability of even number. Okay, so it is 1 minus, what is the probability of even number? It is 263 divided by 500. 263 divided by 1500. Okay, so it is 1500 minus 263. It is not 263 divided by 500 only. It is not 1500. Divided by 500, and when we solve this, it is equals to 237. It is equals to 237 divided by 500. So these are the answers for these 4 questions. Clear? So students, I hope you understand this. So now after this, let's move to the next question. So students, the next question is, this is our next question, and here the probability of guessing the correct answer to a certain question is x by 2. So probability of guessing correct answer that is equals to x by 2. Okay, and students, if we guess the answer, then it may be correct or it may be wrong. So wrong and correct are two elementary events for this experiment. So we can say that probability of correct answer plus probability of wrong answer or incorrect answer. Here we have incorrect, so we write incorrect here. Incorrect answer is equals to what? 1. So from here we can write probability of incorrect answer is what? It is 1 minus x by 2. Okay, now in this question it is given that if the probability of not guessing the correct, that means it is incorrect answer, so probability of incorrect answer is what? It is 2 by 3. It is 2 by 3. So when we solve this by taking LCM, it is 2 minus x, so it is 4 is equals to 6 minus 3x. So we can write 3x is equals to 2, and if we solve this, what will we get here? X is equals to what? It is 2 by 3. X is equals to 2 by 3. Now let's observe the options. Option B is correct for this question. Clear? Now after this, let's move to the next question, and this is our next question. Here it is given that which of the following cannot be the probability of any event. Clear? And students, in the starting we study that probability of event is always equal to and less than 1 and always greater than equal to 0. Okay, this is the range of probability for any event. So if you talk about the 1, it may be probability of event. If you talk about the 0, then it may be also probability of any event. 2011 divided by 2012, it is also probability of any event because it is less than 1. Okay, now if we talk about 2012 divided by 2011, then this is not the probability because it is greater than 1. So our correct answer is what? Our correct answer is D. Clear? So students, I hope you understand all the questions which we have discussed in this class. So now after this, let's discuss about your today's homework assignment. Okay. So today's homework assignment is you have to practice board level exercise and exercise 1. Okay, you have to practice questions of these two exercises. Clear? So students, now we have to finish today's class here. We will meet again in next class and continue this chapter with some other important questions of probability and module discussion. Clear? So thank you and have a nice day.